Welcome back. Now, we live in a world where almost everything competes for attention. You scroll through your phone, switch on TV, walk through a shopping mall, and chances are you will come across messages that are increasingly sexualized. Sometimes it's obvious, other times it's so subtle we hardly notice it. Tonight, we are asking, has this simply become the new normal? How is it shaping our relationship, our marriages, our children, and even the way we see ourselves? To help us unpack all that, we are joined by Pastor Munene and Pastor Sue. Thank you both for joining us. Karibuni sana. You're looking lovely. I love the outfit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Same with you. You're also looking very nice in orange.
Asante sana.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
It's a weekend, so we're going to keep it a bit light before we now get into serious matters. And I want to know, between the two of you,
yes,
who is more active on social media?
Wow. I think my wife, she's more active in the social media, though we try to really balance as much as possible.
Yes.
But I mean, people have known Pastor Sue Munene for quite a long time. Pastor Munene comes in to offer that support that is very, very important, because we are a husband and a wife. And there is no social media for only one person. And they come to, matters pertaining marriage. Because how does she talk about marriage and the husband is nowhere to be found?
It's not involved, yes.
It will look a little bit ridiculous. And so what we talk about, what we handle, whether it is in a small way or in a big way, we have to appear from time to time. And like we are here tonight, both of us, talking about what we have always, what we love talking about. And I believe that you're going to have a very wonderful
Absolutely.
time.
I'm looking forward to it. I was telling you earlier, I'm really looking forward to having this conversation. So let's get into it. The first question I want to ask, does constant exposure to sexualized content affect expectations inside marriage?
Oh, yes. In the sense that when you are too much exposed to pornography materials, maybe masturbation sites, and all these things that are happening on social media, it actually gives you an expectation that is not able to be met by your partner. And I think that is one of the greatest challenge that we have today, in the sense that those who are in marriage and relationship, they have this big expectation of what my husband, my wife should be. And at the end of the day, if they don't match up to what you have watched, what you have listened, then you feel like you never got the real deal. And so I want to say that there's a lot of fakeness in the social media, in the sense that there's a way sex is portrayed to be such a big vibe, and unfortunately all this sex is casual sex, transactional sex, illicit sex. There's no husband and a wife who actually have had sex openly and people watched it. And so you find there's a lot of exaggeration. People don't even know that even these porn materials that we so much love to watch, they are not real, because these people, it takes days and months and weeks to make just one video, and some of them have to take some drugs for them not to be themselves. And so there's a lot of expectation, fake expectation that is put to the people who are watching. And so you expect your partner and your spouse to behave the same. And because of that, we have to tell the people the truth, that some of these things that are on the social media, they are not real. You think of even normal things. When you see Pastor Sue dressed this way, this is not the way I dress when I'm with Pastor Munene. There are times I am smelling because I've not brushed my teeth, my hair is undone. You get that? I'm not in bangles when we go to sleep. So people want to show the end product of something, but they don't want to show you the process. And so I want to say that sex has really been sexualized in our social media platform, and you find everybody want to have this experience of sex. And that's why our young people are saying, kuwa joni ufala, because they feel you need to have explored to this and that, have done this and that. But at the end of the day, you don't know that anytime you have sexual intercourse with several people, you are actually destroying your memory. And those things will never get out of your mind and your life. And so when someone sleeps with you, they leave something in you. And medically it has been proven that the DNA of the person lives in them. What is the DNA? The genetic or makeup of that person. And so we have to understand sex not just from a physical point of view of pleasure, but we also need to look at the consequences and the spiritual part of it that has to do with that. We were handling a couple, a wife who just slept with only one man. I don't know whether that man was real. And since that time, she's a married woman. She sleeps with almost 40 men in a day. she leaves the husband at night, goes outside, and the urge is not towards her husband. And the man who did that told him, you look for me. So what is that? So they are sexually transmitted demons, the spirit of lust. No matter how much she has it, she just feels she wants to have it and have it and have it. And I was telling her, no, this one is now a spiritual problem. It's not a physical problem.
Yes.
And so sex is not just 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It has a lot of consequences to your mind, to your heart, and also to your physical body. And so we've really sexualized everything. But I want to say that relationship is not about sex.
Yes.
There are other pillars that make the marriage and the relationship complete.
What are some of those pillars?
One of the pillar that is very important is the character. You must marry someone because of their character, not because of the outward beauty. Men are so much moved by figure 8, you know.
Is that the first thing you see?
Yeah, manyash.
Is it the first thing you see?
That's the first thing you see. But unfortunately, you need to get deeper and develop a relationship. Get to know who is this person and marry, because a woman can have a very wonderful, figure and a very good speech, but she turns everyone on. But for you, she turns you off at home. And so much more as we want to marry beautiful women, handsome men, six-pack, it is important also to know what is the character of this person, because you are marrying not only the beauty, you're also marrying the holistic, the mind, the heart, the behavior, the attitude, the interpretation of things. And so people look just very few things only to realize that you married someone that you didn't expect. And there are people who know how to camouflage and package themselves like a wife material, husband material. But inside them, they're just joy riders. They just want to have you, and that's the experience. And so you really can only know someone with the time. You may not really know someone completely, but as you continue in a relationship, you're able to tell, no, the values of this man, the values of this girl, we might not end up mbele si sawa. So some of these things, some will give you red flags. And when you see these red flags, especially of sex, then you need to be very careful so that you don't continue getting to marriage and end up having a divorce or separation.
Pastor, you want to say something? Yes.
And on another pillar that is very, very important.
Yes.
And I'll call it the pillar of faith.
Wow.
Which is a very crucial pillar when it comes to relationship.
Yes.
Unfortunately, many people, they ignore this pillar, and when they get into marriage, soon they realize it is not working. Why? Because Peter, your faith will interpret everything else in life. It will interpret how you handle your spouse. It will interpret how you use money. It will interpret how you parent your children. It will interpret how you solve conflict. It will interpret whether you are going to stay with one woman or three, your faith. It will interpret that. And therefore, when you despise and ignore your faith, by the end of the day, you find that you have gotten yourself maybe to a relationship that you keep on regretting later on. And that's why we recommend, this is from Pastor Sue and Pastor Munene, we recommend get someone that you can agree with from the same faith. For instance, if you are in the church, and let me use maybe a Pentecostal church, try as much as possible. Get someone within the sphere of what you believe in. If you are a Muslim, get another Muslim.
Wow.
We recommend that. Because what happens is that when you bring up your children, and I'm a Muslim, and she is a Christian, and here we have our two boys, will they follow the father or the mother?
Wow.
So you begin now to confuse your children. And the Bible says very well together that two cannot walk together unless they agree. And so your faith interprets everything in life.
Wow.
Even how I respond to her.
Yes.
And how I handle conflict when they come is an issue of my faith. Peter, I want to be very open tonight and say, there are many times I and Pastor Sue, we've had major, and I would say
conflicts.
Major conflicts. Yeah, I'm a pastor, she is a pastor. We have pastored for so many years. We are not married all these years because we are pastors.
No.
Oh, no. It's not because we have gone to theological school. It has got nothing to do. Marriage does not know theology. Marriage does not know about you are a doctor. She is. She has been in the medical field for over 25 years. But it's a matter of understanding, when I got into this, what exactly was my expectation? What was I getting myself into? Because whatever made you to get into that relationship is what will keep you inside there. And therefore, I want to say something very, very important. It's important to check which door, which avenue did you use to get into marriage. Let me say this. If you used money door, money must always be flowing for you to stay inside there.
Wow.
Yeah? If you got there through, can I
Sexual
say,
door.
sexual door,
Yes.
you must keep on,
Without sex, you can't stay.
So what happens when these things run out, like money, for instance? What happens?
Yes.
yeah.
I just want to echo what Pastor Munene has said,
Yeah.
that there are many doors that people get into
Yeah.
relationship. There is also sympathy. There are people who tell you, I married this girl because of the way I found the father mistreating her, and I was the neighbor, and I thought, let me just bring and become my wife. If then you married somebody out of sympathy, you have to sustain them through sympathy. So there are many doors that people get in.
Yeah, the question I'm asking is,
Yes.
when some, because we're human at the end of the day,
Yes.
when these things run out,
Yes.
money, for instance,
Yes.
what happens then?
Then the marriage cannot stand, because as Pastor Munene is saying, what got you in is what sustains that marriage. And that's why it's very important to check your motive.
What about these other pillars we spoke about,
Yes.
character,
Yes.
personality?
Yes.
Faith.
Yes,
Faith.
faith.
Faith is also very important. I also wanted to say the best door is the love door and the respect door. Never
Love
marry a
and
girl.
respect.
Yes.
That's powerful.
Yes, man of God.
Yeah.
Never marry a man as a woman whom you can't respect and honor.
Yeah.
If you feel as you are courting and dating, you feel like you cannot respect this man and you can't honor him, please don't go ahead. Because men, that is their oxygen.
Absolutely,
You
I
get the
agree.
point?
Yes.
That is their oxygen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so one of the personal check up as a person, you check, is am I ready to respect and honor this man who is telling me he want to live with me the rest of his life? If you're a man, if you can't love this girl and you feel no, you're not connecting, you're not able to flow in love through her. And love does not mean that she's not going to agitate you, upset you, all these things. But you feel you'd want to love her no matter what happens. Then don't marry that girl, because what sustains a woman is the love from the husband, and what sustains the man is the respect and honor. Even if there are other pillars like sex, there's money, there's all these things, children, but the most important is the first conviction of your heart. And so one of the things why I married Pastor Munene, I felt in my heart, because I married him when he was a man of God. I felt I've never seen a man of God like him, and I liked his attitude. I liked the way he carried himself, the sincerity that was in him. I saw, this is a man I would want to respect.
Yes.
And for sure, that has sustained our marriage. So I entered the door of respect and honor, because a man does not want to be loved by a woman.
Yes.
He wants honor and respect. And how do you do it? Through your kind words and your kind actions. That's very important.
Kind
the how
words and kind
actions.
Absolutely, like that.
That must be intentional, deliberate, and conscious. It's not something that just comes.
And it needs to be constant throughout.
And it must be constant, and you must put it in your mind. The way you know you are a woman, the way you know you are a man, and even if somebody calls you Susan, you might not even turn.
Yes.
That's the way you're supposed to be convinced that kind words and kind actions are the two pillars that makes, and wills that drives a marriage to whatever destiny they want to be. And so every husband and wife, no matter how agitated, how mad you are to one another, learn to practice that. We have had, as Pastor is saying, we have had challenges,
Yes.
but we have learned it along the way, that even if he has hurt me, I have hurt him, kind words have always given us solution. But when we shout on the roof
Rooftop.
and you are yelling, you are banging the door, then it becomes toxic. The environment is too toxic for you to solve even the smallest conflict. And so that attitude is what makes you have a successful marriage.
Right.
Marriage is work.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Sometimes Christians are accused of being overly strict.
Yes.
How do you address that?
Overly strict.
Yes.
I want to say that most of the time we tend to be strict, but when you come into reality, into the marriage, that's when you come now to realize this is a place whereby you have to face things the way they are, or you handle things the way they are. And I want to say this, Peter, that I know in the Christian sphere, there are things that we don't talk about, and we tend to sweep them under the carpet because they are called maybe taboos, or you should not talk about them because of one thing or the other. But I came to realize that the things that we learn away from are the things later on we come to regret. Later on, I wish we handled this or the other. Today, when I look at Pastor Sue and I talking about sexuality, I still wonder how God is amazing, because we really suffered so much in that area. We had a big problem. And I'm sure we're going to be able to talk about that one in the next few minutes to come. And today it is like, you mean if I was married because of that, then we were exiting marriage the next minute.
It is true.
You know, we were just about to call it done, quit. So if I was marrying her because of I use that word because that's what we are known with. Our marriage today will not be here.
It is true.
And that's why I also feel that, communication is very, very important as another pillar, by the way, which is very key in marriage. She talked about kind words and kind action, because right now we are here, we are having a conversation. Why are we having this good conversation? It's because you are giving me time to talk, I give you time to ask me a question, and we are able to agree from one point to another. If you go to school, the reason why there will be good running atmosphere between the students and the teachers is because of communication. Go to the medical field, go wherever you go, there must be communication. If you ignore communication, you can't get anywhere. And one of the things that has been ignored so much into relationship, into marriage, it is, communication. Being able to face your partner and be able to talk about, these things which is very, very important without fear and without feeling like, what will people say? And so I would say, even within the church, we must come in the open. We must speak things the way they are. And I believe this cannot be done by people outside the world. And that's why we are having a problem with the young people and even the married people. They are going to the social media. They are going searching all this information. Why? Because the right people to talk about this, which is the church, they are quiet. So if I, as the father of wisdom, I don't give my son wisdom, information, what will happen to him? He will go to search for it in the long place. And so I'll start blaming him that, why are you doing this? Why are you doing? But I am the one who was supposed to train him, to coach him, to direct him. But the clergy is quiet. The pastors are quiet. And then we begin blaming everybody else. The other issue is how many of the clergy have equipped themselves? Because once you become a clergy, it's like you're a policeman. A policeman handles everything. Whatever comes your way, you have to listen, you have to know how to help and all that. So I believe also with the clergy, we need to equip ourselves with all knowledge. And especially when they come to marriage, because that's where the real battle is. That's where the real issues are. And if we don't do that, then these people will have now to go out there and look for this information in the wrong places.
In fact, I want
let's talk about, now that you mentioned, wrong places, social media. Is social media exposing us to more than previous generations ever had to deal with?
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, because now the world has become a global village. And so there's a lot of copycat. There's what we are copying from the Western. There's what the Western, I don't think Western have much to copy from us. But for they might but for us, we pick everything. And I just want to be very frank. Just think about the masturbation that is going along in our private life. People are really masturbating. Why? The sex toys are with us. Masturbation sites are with us. Before we didn't have, when we were married with Pastor Munene over 25 years ago, there was nothing like that. We even didn't know how to begin even sex. We didn't know even how to kiss. There was nothing. Unless you could get magazines, very naughty magazines, and they were very scarce because everybody wants them. I just
remember True Love. That's what I remember.
Yes. There was not much about sex. And that's why we read. And that's why we had a lot of challenges with sex, although people really tried to package themselves like they were okay. And so at the end of the day, what happened? Most of the women kept telling their husbands, because they are not enjoying toa. They would tell him, I'm tired, I don't feel like, why not tomorrow? You know, we kept here, I'm having my menses. Women have really lied to the husband, hey, I'm sick. And you wonder, is it your back that your man is coming into?
Yeah.
Is it your headache, your head? You know, and all these excuses is because we are also not understanding what we are in. So I think issues about sexualization has really been amplified by the social media. And that the social media also has its own benefit. There are people who have benefited from the same social media by understanding a few things, but it has also destroyed quite a big chunk, in the sense that when they now go to pornographic materials, they go to masturbation sites, they go to gayism, they go to lesbianism. Now, that one now messes completely the beauty of sex. Because the beauty of sex, originally from the person who gave us the deity God, was that a man should have sex with a woman and vice versa. You now find even people having sex with animals, bestiality. You find people having sex with their cousins, their sisters. There's a lot of sexualization, as we are saying in the social media. You find sisters marrying with a brother, blood brother, you know, and we are just there and we don't know what to do. So I think social media has also amplified, but it's important for us to know before social media came, there were those morals. There are things that you don't need to be taught, but within you, there's a spirit in a man that guides you to the right thing. Even when you don't know God, even when you absolutely have no clue, there is an intuition within a man that guides you to doing right and doing wrong. And so if we can obey that conscience, it can lead us to doing what is right. Because when you see now someone having sex, even with a child, you are an adult and you're having sex with a child. Surely, are you really in your right mind? Because where are you going? This child has not developed sexually. And you know, rape has really become so much. So all these things, and the reason why rape cases has really increased is because there's a lot of people are really watching a lot of sexual things. And so they have no husband, or they have no wife, or there is a misunderstanding. So you tend to grab anything. We had a discussion of someone who has always had sex with the melon, and I asked him, how is that? And he told me this came for, I think, when he was around 6 years. It's now 45 years. And he was saying he was watching a movie and he saw that. You see, some of these things is what you see and what you hear. And you know very well it has been now scientifically proven, because we are talking about sex, that it has been scientifically proven from the Western countries that gayism and lesbianism, there is nothing like a gene. It's a mental orientation.
Pastor
You're getting the point.
Would you now say that entertainment has stopped reflecting culture and started creating culture? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the entertainment we are having today, unfortunately, there's so much about sexual kind of entertainment.
Yes.
And you find that whatever you are looking at the media today, most of it, you find that there's nothing that would tend to sell or to entertain if there is no aspect of sexuality in it. Look at even the billboards on all over. Someone has to be half naked, you know. And you find that whatever you listen, in the morning, some of the best hot topics, if you are in a matatu, you'd know is about a man and a woman who they had a drama somewhere. And wherever you listen, wherever you see, it's all about commercial sex. It's all about, this one lead to the other, and all that. And it looks like the moral values have really, come down. And people are no longer looking at this as a gift from God. It's like, if it's work, it will work. If it doesn't work, you start looking for other places. But this time I've been married, there's one thing I want to say. That the greatest thing you can do in a relationship is not to see how to correct your partner, what is wrong with your partner, but to look at inwardly and check what do you need to do so that you can fit into your partner.
Wow.
That is what has helped me in these 25 years. I don't try to change her.
Wow.
I stopped doing that. Because if you try to change an adult, you are in for a load shock.
Okay. I'll stop you right there. We'll continue with this discussion after this short commercial break. See you on the other side.
nurturing the world, one bite at a time. Yay!
Football fans, the world stops from the 11th of June to the 19th of July 2026. Watch all 104 FIFA World Cup football matches live on Azam TV. Get your Azam TV decoder today for 1,000 shillings for a decoder only, or 2,500 shillings for a decoder and a dish, and enjoy unmissable football action from the comfort of your home. Visit any Azam TV authorized dealers countrywide today or call us on 0709 844 000. Azam TV, the official broadcast partner of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Did you know you deserve to earn
Linda Jamii.
Welcome back. We're still continuing our discussion with Pastor Sue and Pastor Munene. And before we break, we were talking about social media. And one of the things I want to talk about, we're living in a different time now.
Yes.
And our children spend so much time on social media and online. Do you think parents are fighting a losing battle when it comes to that?
Yes, I think so. And one of the things that the parents need to know is to equip themselves with knowledge. Like for us, when our children were young, now they are big people. When they were about 5 years, 7 years, and we didn't know that
5 and 7 years.
Yes.
And that's something very important.
Yeah.
I thank God that you're
And we
coming to
never
that.
knew that social media would ever come.
Yes.
We chose with Pastor Munene to sit down with our children and introduce sex to them. And
Sex education
Sex
to them.
education. And I love the way Pastor Munene says that we introduce them to sex without creating curiosity. And so we painted a picture of these things that they know. We told them that they're a product of sex. Sex is meant for people who are married and who are parents. It's not meant for children. It's not meant for teenagers. It's not meant for working class. It's meant for you when you are a husband and a wife. Little did we know that social media would come. And so there's that responsibility of a mother and a father training up. Like us, what we do, one of us can initiate the talk with one child, not all of them, one child, then when at a time, then when they are with the father, they also talk the same topic. Then again, when we are the three of us, we speak to them. And so they see, what mommy said, what daddy said, and what you're speaking, they say that synchronizing
So what
of
age
information.
would you say is appropriate to begin such conversation?
From 4 years.
From
4
4
years,
years.
because we keep saying with Pastor Munene, because of us working in the medical field, we have told you we have a medical facility that has been there for over 20 years. We have seen children being brought who are raped.
Yeah.
You know, small children. And I keep wondering, and when I interview these children, they had no clue that they were being taken advantage sexually by the what do you call this person?
People who take care of them.
Yeah.
The nuns.
The house girls, the relatives. And so I always see if this child had prior information, probably they would have known how to package it to the mother and father to avoid this sexual, would I say, abuse that continues among the children. And so for us, we say this: you are the only person who sees your daughter and your son as a child. Any other person in the community can take advantage of your son and your daughter sexually.
Yes.
And because of what we have seen, I think that provoked us, being him in the pastoral, in being a pastor, and me being in the medical field and watching all these things, we saw the need, the gap. And so we introduced our children. And one of the things that I want to thank the Pastor Munene, and I wish all men would speak to their sons, is to teach the boy child that the reason why they have this masculine, they get so much erection, all these things that go in a man, it is not to take advantage of women. It is to protect them. And I love the way Pastor Munene has trained my children, that he told them, when you see a little girl, someone of your age, someone a little bit above you, don't take advantage of them sexually just because they are vulnerable. God gave you that masculine, that ability, so that you can protect a woman. And the father would tell them the consequences of raping, if it's a child or someone in Kenya, according to the constitution of Kenya. And so they know that if they rape, they can go to prison. You know, these things are supposed to be talked because most of our sons, they keep erecting and they don't know whether it is normal. What are they supposed to do with this erection? And so the father was able to tell them that it is normal. So no matter how many times my son would come and tell, Dad, Leo nime erect 20 times. And I'm that means you are normal. Redirect that energy to your class. Redirect it to your studies. You get the point?
Yes.
You guide the child as they grow. My daughter the same.
Yes.
We introduced our daughter when she was around 4-5 years. And we told her private parts, nobody should touch them. Because if we don't do that, when children are below 12 years, after 13 years, there's nothing you tell them. After that, you are no longer their hero to them.
Yeah.
And so parents must invest quality time between 3 to 4 years to around 12 years. So that when this child is getting into teenagehood, they already know what is right and what is wrong. And when you teach them what is right, they know what is wrong. So that's why they are told, teach a child the way he should go. You see, when you know the way you should go, when something else comes contrary to what you have been taught, then it becomes very easy.
Okay.
I remember our son, when he was, I think in baby class, is it Standard 1?
Standard 1.
Yeah, the school that he was. There was this boy who was molesting small boys. So my son, or that weekend, we had just shared about homosexuality with him.
Yes.
And so there's this boy who detained the little boys, the small boys, and he was and the upper classes, and he would come and sodomize them. The school knew there was something like that, but they didn't know what he was doing. Kumbe would detain these children who go to the washroom when they are late. Wajua kuna watoto wanasikia kengele, they have not understood whether ni ya kwenda kwa, you know, the most small children. Yes. And so my son tells us this boy found him in the urinal. Akamwambia simama, akasimama. Akaniambia niiname, nikainama. Nikaona akitoa Vaseline. Dad, nilipita katikati ya miguu yake, nikaenda kufungia suruali yangu huko. Suppose this boy didn't have, I think he was around 7 years. Suppose this boy did not have the knowledge that we had shared with the father, this boy would have been sodomized that day because he does not know. Akiambiwa atoe, inama. You're getting that?
Yes.
So knowledge, information about sex makes you make an informed choice even when you are a child. So let's not assume that they are too small. Small for what, and social media is with us. And that's why it's very important, the parents to also check the history. What are your children watching? What is the history when you leave the TV, when you give them the tablet? Watch and see so that you can guide them and tell them there are all these things that are in the social media. Without that, we are going to get a generation that has already been perversed because of sexual, sensitization that is there in the social media.
So what I'm getting from you, Pastor, so more engaging conversation as opposed to strict parenting.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Engaging
Peter.
conversation is the way to go. And I remember when we were growing up, I don't know whether it was the same with you, Peter, we were told that our children are bought from supermarket,
na kwa shop.
You know, mom has got to buy. So, and then it would come with a time, well, you know, I've just bought this one.
Your brother, your sister.
Wait a minute. Okay. Later on, I came to realize they are not bought.
Yes.
They are not bought.
Yes.
And so we need to engage. We need to have that bold conversation with our children and tell them things the way they are, as we are saying, without creating curiosity. Because the children of today are not like those days. When we were growing, there was no Facebook. There was no YouTube. There was no TikTok. I can't remember those things. Actually, during our wedding, I remember the record was being done by those tapes. What do you call them? Those video.
There's a film.
Yes, those are films, the big ones, like the cassettes. That's what was.
The VCR cassettes.
Exactly. That is what was available those days. There was nothing like kuna kitu unasikia hapo or there, nothing like that. And we parents, we must agree to equip ourselves with knowledge. We must agree to equip ourselves with knowledge so that when this child comes, you are able to talk to them. Don't like, umepata hizi vitu wapi, nani alikuambia hizi vitu. No, when you begin now talking that way, they will start fearing you. They will not even come to you for any advice. So we must, and it must start with the parents at home. Then from now there, we go to the church. We also equip the ministers of the gospel and make sure that we're also having a conversation, healthy conversation. Because these are the same people who are coming to the church day in, day out. So if we don't handle these things, we will have a crisis. No wonder you're here today. Gen Z, they say, the only thing they fear is what? Is marriage. That's what they say. So they don't fear anything else. But why do they fear marriage? It's because they think that marriage does not work. They say that the marriage is a scam.
Because they never saw the mom, the dad.
Exactly. But is really marriage a scam? No. Because God can never bring anything that is a scam. Actually, if marriage is a scam, I'm the one who is a scam, not God himself.
Wonderful.
So I think it's the perception. I think it's what we are watching, what we are listening every day. We must agree to listen to the right thing. And that's why I and my wife, we have made up our mind that we don't listen to negative stories, about marriage.
About marriage.
We don't listen about, this person did this to the other person.
Beating.
We will switch it off.
Yes.
We want to listen to someone who is saying, I've been married for 50 years.
Wow.
With one wife,
Glory.
one husband.
Yes.
We want to hear somebody who is saying, we had some challenges, but God helped us, and this is what we are doing. Because we listen to something which is negative. How is it building you? And that's what we have decided.
Yes.
So we choose what to listen. So for me, I think we as parents, we must be very bold, very courageous, and agree. It is time to come up and talk to our children the way things are. Don't think they are too young, because the word doesn't see them that young.
Yes.
It will give them whatever is available. Exactly.
Now, let's go back to marriage for a bit.
Yes.
Is it possible for couples to enjoy modern entertainment without compromising your values?
Oh, yes. Like for us, we watch movies with Pastor Munene. We also dance. Like me, I love dancing.
Oh, this guy.
I can dance. Oh my good. I can go on the floor, come back. I dance for him at times.
Like today we were in a wedding.
Yeah.
And I watched her and it was like, wait a minute, is this Sue? She danced to her.
I love dancing. You get the point.
Yes.
And my children also are dancers. And so they have taken that from me. So you can have fun.
Yes.
You can kiss, you can hug, you can pat each other. Those moments are very important. Those petty things that looks like they are childish, that is what sustains marriage. For us, we can look at each other, just stare at each other for 10, 15, as we gesture, wink. Those things, we tickle each other, we hug each other, we pat, we touch. You get the point. Those are things that make marriage. It's possible to have all these things, but it doesn't compromise your faith because you know what exactly you need. So marriage should not be boring. Marriage should be a place where you long to meet your partner. Like for us, when he's away, we keep on, sending V1,
V1s.
V1s, Peter.
Yes.
Of something very, very funny.
Well, yeah.
Very funny.
It's not funny.
As a way of reminding each other, we are still in this together. You get
together,
that. Get fun. You get those romantic words. Remind him of a scenario. Remind him of a tuatua that he did very well, and vice versa. You keep on, raising each other's, the adrenaline, the dopamine, the reward hormone. And so those things can be done. Showering together. It doesn't cost us anything. Eating from the same plate. It doesn't cost us anything. You get the point? Drinking from the same cup. Giving each other, kissing, giving each other maybe a sausage or something. Those small petty things. Those are the things that make marriage. But people, they are so official. You get the point? You only meet in bed and it is... No. Communicate about that. A husband and a wife must communicate if you want to. As early as in the morning. Text them and ask him, darling, tonight we're going to go arire. You're going to have language that goes around that sexuality to make it more exciting, and then avoid boredom. Avoid boredom and make sure that you people match each other's strength. But most of the times I tell the women, because it seems like the women are but today's women, I think they are a bit different.
Yes.
It's good to match up with your man because, a man is the one who is the main character. And so for me, I always match up with pastor's energy when it comes to tuatua. I don't want to be low. I want to match him up so that now he can feel that I'm taking care of him and he doesn't have to divert his attention to something else because Sue is here. And so it's all me that he needs and I'm available for him morning, lunch and evening. And so that kind of an attitude really helps you to cultivate a very powerful relationship such that there will be no infidelity, sex outside, he's not masturbating, he's not having, all these things that people do. Why? he is already satisfied because I make sure that I meet his sexual needs. Another very important thing about sexuality among the couples is good to give each other feedback. Remember, your husband is your customer and your wife is a customer. You want to know, is your customer okay with the services that you're offering so that they can tell you, you need to improve this, just like the way we do in the corporate.
Yes.
We want to know the feedback of our patients or patients. We want to know our clients. We want to know our customers. Are they satisfied? And so I take Pastor Munene as my customer. And so I want to know, is this customer okay? And sometimes he tells me, no, I think there are some things you need to pull up your socks. I don't like when I come in the house and you're just seated there and there's no that welcome. You see, when you come in and you find me, I always stand up and I will improve on that. So you keep on giving each other feedback. Even when it comes to sexuality, learn to have genuine talk. We have a genuine talk almost every 2 weeks. We have a rule of 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. 2 weeks you give each other a date. 2 months you go for a night out. 2 years you plan for a holiday. That rule is very powerful, so that you keep on, vibing, and especially spicing our marriage. Because now, as we are when you are past the 20 years, going to 30, if you don't do these things, marriage can become very boring. Another important thing is that emotional connection. Emotional connection. Just listen to your partner. Let them talk. Like my husband will always tell me, "How was your day?" If I find him at home, it was this, I found this patient, we have had this. Oh, do you have something that you wanted to tell me today? That's so powerful. Ooh, you tell a woman that. Do you have something that you'd want to tell me? And the way men, we have a lot to say. And he sits down there and he tells me, I speak, and then he tells me, naona kama time imeenda, we need to be going to sleep. Can we put a comma, my dear? Tomorrow we pick up from there. You see, I'll feel I've been heard. And so a man must create that quality time, because for you, men, you internalize things. For us, we verbalize things. So a man needs to create that moment, because if your wife does not talk, it comes out as anger. It comes out as stubbornness. And so men need to understand the psychology of a woman, and vice versa also the men. And so that intentional, deliberate talking about sex is very, very important.
Something very important.
And as you mentioned in that, is that the key to a happy marriage? As you mentioned, what you mentioned, yes.
Absolutely, yes. You have to make your marriage interesting. You have to make it captivating. Plan to go out on a drive, go for swimming. There are things that you can do and make your life happy and not boring. To be born again does not mean that you become boring. To be married does not mean that now you don't think. Actually, you should be very productive. And one of the things that has helped me so much in marriage, and this is very important, and I want men to listen to this, is that I decided that there is no day I will wake up and I will not, that I'll look at my wife that there's nothing to learn from her. So to me, it's like there's something to learn from my wife every day, every week, every year. The way I would learn about God, and I don't come to an end, because nobody has ever said that I know God too much. Now there's nothing else to know. In fact, if you come to that level, you are called a fool. Nobody can say that now I know him. There's nothing else to know about God. Even if you live 100 years, 300 years, doesn't matter. There is something you come to know about him. If you want to have a good marriage and a good relationship, every day, every week, every month, have something you are learning about your partner. Such that you look at that, wait a minute, you mean even this one is about you? And you're like, okay, I thought I knew you.
This is another version of you.
This is another version about you. And it doesn't become a big deal. And you see, it becomes a big deal if for you it was like, she can't talk like that, she can't do like that, she can't react like that. So you make it now a matter. Now for me, there's no matter. It is a point of learning. There's a point of discovery. And so I've been to this marriage for many years, but can I tell you something? There's a lot I'm learning from this girl, especially of late. And the more it is becoming sweeter and better.
Wonderful.
Why? Because to me, it's a discovery, it's a journey. So if you tune your mind that way, you will have a very good marriage. You will stay in your marriage. But if you don't do it that way, you will get tired. You will get exhausted. And by the end of the day, you will think, I don't think this thing is working. Why? Because you crossed. You are no longer learning. Life is an issue of learning each and every. Even right now, the things I'm learning
About you.
when I'm right here, and she's speaking, and we're having this conversation, I'm like, oh, all right, I need to work on that. I need to do that. That's how I'm here today.
Amazing.
Wow.
I've been told we're
I just want
almost
to
running
say-
out of time.
I
So
just want
let's
us to-
just, we are running out of time.
Oh, yes.
I want us to do a quick fire fun session.
Yes, thank
before we
you.
wrap up, right?
Yes.
One word that best describes healthy love.
Yeah?
One word that best describes healthy love.
Healthy love.
Yes, just one word from each of you, yes.
Okay.
For me, respect and honor.
Okay.
Pastor Munene.
Love.
Wow.
Next one, movie night or game night?
Movie night.
Game night.
What do you mean game night? You do. What? Night. I will
Moving on,
reward you.
one social media trend you'd happily never want to see again.
One social media trend. Okay. Okay.
From us,
Yes. No, not from you, generally.
I don't like to see husband and wife in the open fighting, abusing each other.
Yes.
For me, that really, I really feel so sorry. I wonder, how can I get this couple and help them? I don't like that commotion between a husband and a wife,
Yes.
and the children are present.
Yeah, the same. If you have any matter to solve, solve them at home, not in the social media.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you.
I like that. Now, the final question, and let's keep it brief. I'm being told time is running out. If someone watching feels overwhelmed and by the culture around them, and whether they're a parent, single, dating, or married, what's one piece of encouragement you'd leave them with? And then also, Pastor Sue, if I know you offer counseling lessons, you could also give your ways people that can reach you.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I want to say that seek mentorship, seek counseling, and especially professional counselors. There is hope. So there's no situation that you are in marriage that should make you go into depression, think of killing each other. Please look for help. And even if you want us, we sit down with you, we'll help you. And we don't judge people. We don't condemn people.
So
Yes.
how can people reach you?
Wow. My number is 0712 265 746. We have a medical center in Kasarani that has been there for almost 25 years. We offer our services like masturbation side effects, men with erectile dysfunction, people with infertility. We reverse diabetes, hypertension. We give palliative care to cancer patients. I think there's nothing that we can't handle. When you come there, we also give counseling. And when you come there, you're able to get the best help that you are. Please, men, don't stay there and you're not satisfying your wife, and then she begins to use dildos or to think of an alternative. Because men, remember, you are the main character. How can the main character die before the movie is over? You need to see Pastor Sue so that we rectify some of these things that probably you did when you're innocent or something has happened and you have no sexuality. Please reach me out. Every disease, diabetes, hypertension, every chronic condition, we have a provision for that. My number is 0712 265 746. Until then, say what?
Pastor Munene, final remarks?
I want to say, yes, as my wife has said, you can seek for therapy, you can counseling, you can come to a pastor like me. If you are there, please don't give up. Don't kill yourself. Don't say that things don't work. There are marriages that are working. There are marriages that people are happy. Maybe you have seen the ones which are not happy. And by the way, it's important to say that if maybe a few are not working, don't judge the whole script and say that now these things don't work. It is a few that are not working. There are others that are working. So I want to say, reach out to us and we will help you. God bless you. Thank you for listening to us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pastor Munene.
Thank you, Peter.
Pastor Sue, thank you
Yes.
so much for such a refreshing
Yes.
and an honest conversation.
Yes.
And to you, our dear viewer, thank you so much for keeping us company. My name is Peter Kamau. Our sign language interpreter was Catherine Simaloy. Until next time, have yourself a safe and restful night. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.